Peace, y'all. It's Kalonji Jamachenga, the National Coordinator of the FTP movement. Here to talk to you about hip hop as a tool to organize a community. Most folks, when they think of hip hop and organizing, they think that you have to be some type of revolutionary hip hop artist. They think that you have to be the more popular, quote unquote, conscious artist. And the reality is, we are all in the same gang. So it doesn't matter whether you are a quote unquote freedom fighting artist or if you one of these lollipop rappers. The reality is, unfortunately, the lollipop rappers are the cast that's attracting the masses right now. So we as organizers, we have to be unique with our strategies and tactics. We have to say, well, what can we do to bring the focus back to things in our community that will assist in our building? You know, if you got Joe Blow over here talking about, you know, um, you know, sneakers, weed, and rims or whatever the case is, it is your duty to come in and have some type of platform. We have to be just as creative as the artists. We have to say, okay, boom, while they're talking about this stuff over here, what is it that we can do to bring the folks back, bring the focus back to reality? I don't get mad at some of these artists that are out here polluting the airways because of the fact that many of them know that that's a way for them to feed themselves. Okay, the problem we have is as a people is oftentimes we want to blame the victim. The reality is you have corporations who pretty much promote this nonsense, and if they stop promoting the nonsense, then of course it would be easier for you know uh, real genuine music to come through. Now, I'm not gonna act like one of these old school heads that want to just diss the youth or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Talk about all the things they're not doing, but don't provide any practical solutions for them. Okay. Um, the way I see it is we have to lead by example. And the reality is, I grew up in the '80s, and during the '80s, a lot of the culture and the style or whatever that we had right now, when we look at it, was like insane. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, we wore some of the clothes we wore, the members only jackets. You know what I'm saying? The big gazelles and all that type of stuff. That was great for that time period. We had the high top fades. We had, S curl fades, and all that type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And many folks want to act like, they didn't like act like, I've just been conscious and so cultural all of my life, and knowing full well it was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We listened to all types of groups. Many of the R&B acts back then, you know, um, they dress like women for the most part. You know what I'm saying? The tight clothes and the tight leather pants and all that nonsense. Me personally, I wasn't into that, but I dug the music. You know what I'm saying? Most of us did. So fast forward into today, indeed we don't consider a lot of this uh, music hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But then again, back during the '90s, Russell Simmons said that Outkast wasn't hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? So, again, we meet the people where they at. We try not to be as judgmental as some of the folks have been towards us, and we try to utilize our own creativity to bring about some change. Now, hip hop right now is the phenomenon of the day, and we can't even question that. The hip hop has gotten the youth on lock. They got their brains, they got the whole thing on lock. Um, the fact is, we've worked with a number of different artists. And for the most part, our biggest draw has been when we've worked with some of the artists who are considered to be, less intelligent, for lack of better words. You know what I'm saying? As far as how the so-called conscious community would look at them. You know, me, first and foremost, I don't really consider myself a part of the quote-unquote conscious community because of the fact that we have all these damn labels. You understand what I'm saying? And if I'm talking about I'm conscious and this one ain't and that one is and all that type shit, it really does us a disservice. We can't be talking about we're going to unite the community, we're going to bring the people together, but then we go out and diss other folks who who are doing what they do. When we talk about nation building, building a nation goes beyond just we all reading the same book, we all vegan, we all drinking so many gallons of water, we walking around with flip flops and staff on and all that shit. The community is the people as a whole. I've been on both sides of the track. I sold drugs, I stuck cats up, the whole nine. I used to rap and my lyrics wasn't talking about shit either. That's just real. You know, I was rapping to, to get props. You know what I'm saying? I was rapping to get paid, get some notoriety. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really thinking about, I wasn't no Public Enemy rapper. You know what I'm saying? But when Public Enemy came out, I respected Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? I respected X Clan and Brand Nubians and all these type artists because of the fact that to this day, for the most part, they're true to what it is they talked about, in their music. But at the same time, I can't front and say, well, I don't respect some of these other artists who are making efforts, who are doing food and clothes drives, who are working to stop violence and working to put other folks in their community on as far as giving them jobs and things of that nature. We can talk all the shit we want to about who is and who not doing what, but if you're not contributing, if you're not adding on, then who really gives a fuck about what rapper such and such is not doing? Play your part, play your role. Another thing, we don't, when it comes to the organizing, I'm talking to the community organizers right now. Many of us expect the quote-unquote revolutionary artists to just do shit for free. You know what I'm saying? You want a Dead Prez to perform, but you don't want to pay them what they deserve. But at the same time, you say, well, I want to, you say, I want to support black business or tell them to support black business or say that, this is about the community and I thought you were about the community. And that shit is great. But at the end of the day, when the artist has to feed their families, when the lecturer has to feed their families, where are you? You know what I'm saying? Are you supporting their works? And if not, you should reconsider what it is you're saying. Me as a social activist, as an author, a filmmaker, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, I get folks all the time that want me to come lecture and host their events and moderate their panels and all that type stuff. But when we talk about resources, it's like, I thought you were the people. And my response is, I thought you were too. Where the fuck am I going to work at? You understand what I'm saying? What corporate, I'm banging on the system every single day, 24 hours. You understand what I'm saying? Am I supposed to get hired? But then I can produce my own works and say, okay, well, boom, I'm gonna, I'm gonna go independent, and I'm going to create my own businesses and things of that nature. But then everybody wants a hookup. Ooh, people can't survive off no fucking hookups. Let's get that straight. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we as a community, we have to reevaluate and ask ourselves a very crucial question. What is community?